little bit more about Pratyahara, so the sense withdrawal practice that we do? Can you speak a little bit about it?
The practice which we have done is the practice actually. And when Patanjali streamlined the science of yoga, he has put it out in a schematic way. And in the scheme, there were 8 steps. You may know this also. Being a practitioner, you may know this. The first is yama, which are certain restraints. It comprises of non-violence, truth, honesty, continence, and non-possession. The second set of rules are called niyamas: cleanliness, contentment, living in austerity, self-study, and surrender to supreme intelligence. These are the basics. And then comes into the asana exercises, asana practices. The definition of asana as proposed by Master Patanjali is Sthiram Sukham Asana. Long, steady, comfortable positioning is asana. So we may have come into this world with great flexibility and relaxation. On the way, we have lost that possibility. We became very stiff. And in whatever position you place yourself after some years of living on this earth, you may find that it is tough and difficult. Pain here, there, tightness here, there. So uncomfortable in whatever position you place yourself. So you need to do some exercises to really loosen yourself. There are design programs which comes under the category asana. Asana means postures. But the definition is long, steady, comfortable positioning is asana. When you do that, now you are relaxed. Then you can start to work with your breath. If you are when you are living in this world normally, as we are exposed to a lot of stress, we forget to breathe in the normal way. We came with that normal, great possibility of breathing in the normal way, but we have gone from out of that track. And we all the time became very defensive or aggressive. The stress were accumulating all the time. And thereby we have altered the whole chemistry of the body. And that needs to be redone. Mostly when we are inhaling, our belly comes out. And if you are stressed, our belly will be locked. So there are a lot of schemes in breathing exercises that you follow it up and then make your breathing system very flexible. Once you have done all these things, now you can slowly start to go into your own mind. And there comes the Pratyahara practice. That is the location of Pratyahara as a practice in the group of practices. So first, the scheme of Patanjali is we are working with the society, then with the individual, and then with the positioning, and then with his own breath, and then coming to his mind. And mind is developed, mind is there, the instrument of mind is there, but the content of the mind is coming from the external world. And we have 5 sensory systems working. And through the 5 sensory systems, sense organs, we are gathering information from the external world, and that is put into our mind. Because all these instruments are exposed. Then at times we can close it. When you are sleeping, it is naturally closed. At other times, it is exposed to the world. So informations will anyway get into the system through the sensory perceptive areas. We can do nothing about it. So the problem with that is any information, when it gets into your system of mind, the mind gets into a process. If there is no information is coming, the mind is simply relaxing there. It's not doing anything. If an information comes, as soon as it comes, you can choose some further memories from the backlog and you try to compare it. And then the next program will be comparison and making judgments. When you can sufficiently make a judgment about what is appearing before you, you feel that you have understood what appeared before you, and then you are okay for the time being. But all these informations are the triggers that put the mind into operation. So in yoga, what we are trying, we are at the brim of the mind and we are trying to work on it. So first of all, what the practitioner was asked to do is to cut off the information. That is the idea of Prathyahara practices. So that is why we were doing this practice. This is a very celebrated practice, dates back 3,000, 4,000 years old practice. What can we do? Anyway, we are exposed to the information world. So how can we withdraw ourselves to get into the calmness of the mind? The main attention of yoga is to get into the calmness and nothing else. When you are in calmness, there are many things happening there that you will understand what it is. Thereby you can master your mind. So the sensory inputs that are coming from the external world will be millions and millions. But all the informations are coming through 5 different sensations. So we are trying to focus the sensations into our body parts. That is why I'm not asking you to focus, I'm asking you to feel. How are we feeling things? We have 5 different areas through which we feel it. The sense of vision, sense of taste, sense of touch, sense of smell, and sense of hearing. So when I ask you to listen, what we are doing, we are focusing our attention and feeling all the sensations that are generated in that particular part. You're sharpening your eyes, you're sharpening your mind, you're sharpening your skin, and you're sharpening everything to see what's going on there. That kind of a focus is very important for Pratyahara practices. In the beginning, it may not happen. That's why I said one word, very particular word I said, sentence I said, that when you focus your attention to the point as if that's the only part which is existing in your awareness at that time. That's very important. So it is absolute focus is coming there. When you are relaxing with the ankle, that's the only part which is existing in your awareness in your body. And then you started to feel it. So focus your attention on the toes, then you started to feel what's going on. Focusing all your sensations. And then you are withdrawing it to the ankles. Then you are withdrawing to the calves. It's like tricky idea. So when you are withdrawing it to the ankle, you have forgotten the toe. Now you are not attending the toe at all, as if the toe is not existing there at all. Then you are withdrawing it from the ankle to the calf. When you are in the calf, you have forgotten the ankle and the toe. So likewise, you slowly withdraw your attention from part after part, coming back into the mind. And once you are in the mind, everything is withdrawn into the mind. This is a technique which the masters have designed to get into withdrawal. So that is why it is called a withdrawal of senses. This withdrawal of senses practice comes on the middle way between the external yoga and the internal yoga. The external yoga, the first things like yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. These are the external yoga. First, you correct your life in the society, ahimsa, satya, and all. Then cleanliness, contentment, all those things. You work for yourself. Then you do asana. Then you do pranayama. Thereby your body and your social environment is corrected. Now we are going to enter into the mind, which is the deeper part of the yogic program. And this is called dharana, dhyanam, and samadhi. Dharana means concentration. Dhyanam means meditation. And then samadhi means integration. So it comes in between. Pratyahara practices comes in between the external yoga, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, and the internal yoga, antaranga yoga, which is dharana, dhyanam, and samadhi. So it is a very crucial time. It is a shift from the peripheral yoga to the internal yoga, from the external yoga to the internal yoga. And so what is the medium with which we are working? We are working with our body and with our mind. So why not focus on the body, thereby you can shut down the wall. And so informations are, even if some informations are coming, the informations are all coming from the body and not from the external world. You have shut down the external world and your body sensations are just going on. And you are feeling it. And then you are withdrawing, and finally you are withdrawing into the mind and looking at the mind. When you start to look at the mind, all the rest of the things are gone. The focus is in the mind now. Then I ask you to look at the thoughts. And then I ask you to look at the gap between thoughts. When you look at the gap between thoughts, actually there is nothing. Your withdrawal is completed. Then from there, the concentration, the maintenance of that silence with your focus takes place. That's called concentration or dharana practice. And then when you allow your dharana, the concentration, to continue for a long period of time without effort, long period of time without effort, it becomes meditation. In meditation, there are three phases. One is the meditator, the other is the object of meditation, and the process of meditation. Everything sync together. You're not different from the practice. So you become one with the object. The subject, object, and the process become one. This is called integration. And you are integrated now. What is the purpose of integration? When you integrate, you become one because no other thing is happening in your mind. So when you are with the object, completely one with the object, you start to feel the object. It's not an intellectual understanding. Till that time, we were understanding things based on intellect. Intellect in the sense, discriminative intelligence was what we were resorting to understand. Now that's gone. That has nothing to play in your life when you are in that mood. So you see, is the object and you and nothing else. And slowly you become the object because nothing else is there in your mind, only the object. That means you are the object. You start to feel the object. So to lead you to that state, it's so important to have an undisturbed flow of your mind to your own inner world. For that, there is no other way other than withdrawing yourself from the external stimulus. That's why we do it. Thank you.